a color of celebration, and we are very near in 2026, the celebration of the Festival of Colors. That is Murli, which is dated 3rd of March 1988, is a Murli where Baba is taking us through the spiritual color of celebration of Holi. Rituals to spiritual is the essence of today's Murli. So let's revise and read this Murli together. Title of the Murli is How to Celebrate Holi and Bring About Permanent Transformation. Today, the Father, the bestower of fortune for all, has come to celebrate the holy of the jewels of knowledge with his holy swans. To celebrate means to celebrate a meeting. Babdada is always pleased to see all of the extremely loving, easy yogi, holy children, those who constantly cooperate in Baba's task, those who are transforming the world with their pure attitude and pure vision. The great souls of today are also praised as being pure, but you elevated souls become holy in the highest way. That is, any impurity, even in thoughts or dreams, will not bring your pure attitude and drishti down from its pure stage. Because every thought is pure, that is, because the consciousness is pure, your attitude and vision automatically become pure. Not only do you become pure, but you also purify matter. So your purity is like the ripple in the river. It not only becomes pure, but you also purify matter. This is why when matter is pure, you receive pure bodies for innumerable births in the future. So, this is a reference to the Golden Age. Therefore, you become such holy swans, that is, elevated souls who constantly have pure thoughts. The highest on high Father makes you into those with such elevated lives in every way. This purity is the highest purity. It is not ordinary. Ordinary pure souls will accept you as great pure souls and will bow in front of you and say, your purity is extremely elevated. Householders of today, because they consider themselves to be impure, bow their heads to the pure souls, considering them to be great. However, they will accept that there is a great difference between the purity of you elevated pure souls and their purity. The festival of Holi is a memorial of the method of purification of you pure souls. Why? Because all of you number wise pure souls burn impurity for all time in the fire of love in Baba's remembrance. This is why you first celebrate the holy of burning. You then celebrate the holy of being colored, that is, the holy of celebrating a meeting. Baba says to burn something means to finish all name and trace of it. If people want to finish all name and trace of something, what do? They burn it. This is why after killing Ravan, they burn him. This memorial of you souls is a burning of impurity, that is, you became pure, holy. Babdada always says that for Brahmins to celebrate Holi means to become pure. So check, have you simply killed impurity or have you burned it? He says it is possible for someone who has died to come alive. The life remains hidden somewhere or other. However, to burn something means to finish all name and trace of it. How far have you come? You have to check this for yourselves. Do you not? The hidden life of impurity should not come back alive even in dreams. Such a soul is known as an elevated pure soul. Even dreams can be transformed with a thought. Today, Babdada was seeing in the subtle regions the promises made by the children from time to time in their thoughts and in writing. The rest of the Murli is very deep, so be in the stage of reflection on each point that Baba is speaking here, because each word, each sentence of the remaining part of the Murli is purely on self transformation. Whether one is a Maharati in one stage or a Maharati in doing service, both make very good promises from time to time. There are two types of Maharatis. One is to be a Maharati on the basis of the efforts you make to attain blessings or the inheritance. The other is to become a Maharati on the basis of one speciality or other that you have in doing service. Although both are called Maharatis, the first variety you heard about are that on the basis of their stage, they always swing in the swing of supersensuous joy in their minds, in the swing of contentment, and the swing of being embodiments of love received from everyone's heart. The second variety are Maharatis on the basis of their specialities in doing service, through their bodies. That is, superficially, they appear to be embodiments of the fruit of contentment. Due to their speciality in doing service, their minds are content with the support of service. Due to their speciality of serving, there will be love from everyone, but not constantly, either in their minds or in their hearts. Sometimes it will be superficial, and sometimes in their hearts. However, speciality in serving makes them Maharathis. They are counted in the line of Maharathis. Therefore, today Babdada was seeing the promises of both the Maharathis and the effort makers. Only recently you made many promises. Baba says, what did Baba say? He saw there is benefit in making a promise because you are giving full attention to determination. A promise that is remembered again and again brings power. Although due to this, there is a little transformation, the seed still remains buried. This is why, after a certain time, or when a situation arises, because the buried seed receives the water of situations and reasons, its leaves begin to emerge once again. It does not finish for all time. So, Badada was seeing who celebrated the Holi of burning. When a seed is burned, a burned seed never bears fruit. Everyone made promises. We will let the past be the past for whatever has happened up to now, whether to ourselves or to others. We will finish everything and bring about transformation. Everyone recently made promises. You all make promises in your heart to heart conversations with Baba, do you not? Babdada has a record of each one. Promises are made in very beautiful forms, some in songs, some in poetry, and some in pictures. Babdada was seeing why transformation does not take place as much as you wish. What is the reason for this? Why does it not finish for all time? What was seen was that you have a thought for yourself and others that you will not allow that weakness to emerge again. For others, you think that you will transform whatever clashes you have with them in thoughts, words, or deeds due to sanskars or due to the settling of karmic accounts with them. But what happens? Listen to this further. However, why does it repeat from time to time? The reason for this is that you think that by knowing the sanskars of a certain soul, you will keep yourself safe in the future and have good wishes and pure feelings. But indeed, what happens? That says the habit of seeing, hearing, and imbibing the weaknesses of others has become natural and has been there for a long period of time. If you do not have this habit, that is very good. But you do not pay constant attention as to what you should see instead or what you should imbibe from that soul. You remember that you must not do a particular thing, but you do not pay natural attention instead to what you should think, see, or do for other souls. Take a moment and reflect on the last few seconds, two sentences of the Murli for a moment. Therefore, although you clear a place, if it is not used in a good way, dirt and mosquitoes collect in that empty space. And because the dirt, dust, and mosquitoes that are already in the atmosphere gradually begins to increase, for the space is not being used. So you'd clean this place, but you haven't used the place. The dirt and dust accumulates because that's already there in the environment, in the atmosphere. And since the space is empty, the dirt increases. Very beautiful, practical analogy that Baba has given, very powerful for us to reflect this at our heart level, at our mind level, as to what do we really do at our thoughts for ourselves and for others. Whenever you come into connection with souls, let elevated thoughts of natural transformation first enter your consciousness because you are already knowledgeful. Everyone's virtues, task, sanskars, service, the space and pure sanskars of transformation are always full, and so the impure will automatically finish. What an empowering way to resolve this, as Baba brought in. You heard previously as well that when some children sit in remembrance, or when they practice having remembrance in Brahman life as they move along, although they experience peace in remembrance, they do not experience happiness. The experience of just peace sometimes makes the head heavy or sometimes sends you to sleep. When you are in a peaceful state, you do not experience happiness. Therefore, when there is no happiness, there is no zeal or enthusiasm. Even whilst having yoga, those souls are not content with themselves. The souls remain tired. They're always in the mood of thinking, why am I not happy? There is a reason for this as well. You only think I am a soul, a dot, an embodiment of light, and that Baba is also the same. Baba says, however, what sort of a soul am I? What are the specialities of myself, the soul? I am a multi-million times fortunate soul. I am a soul of the original creation. I am a soul who is claiming Baba's heart throne. Baba says you do not think of these specialities that bring happiness. Simply to think, I am a dot, I am light, an embodiment of peace, takes you, a soul, into the stage of nil, emptiness. This is why your head becomes heavy. Therefore, when you have the determined thought for transformation in yourself and others, you must constantly keep that pure, elevated thought and speciality merged, and transformation will then take place. A very new way of bringing or imbibing or ingraining how to transform is the rest one paragraph of the Murli. Hear this with a deep, deep reflection for yourself. That says, you think this one is like this anyway. He does this anyway. This is bound to happen like this. Instead of that, think this one is special according to his speciality. Just as you think this and that about the weakness, in the same way, think this and that about the elevated state and specialities. Bring this about now. Transform your consciousness, form, attitude, and drishti. See yourself in this form and also see others in this form. This is known as having filled with the space and not leaving it empty. Celebrate the holy of burning in this way. Don't ever think like this about yourself or others. You see, I knew this one wasn't going to change. At that time, ask yourself, have I changed? Self transformation will also bring about the transformation of others in front of you. Let each of you first think, let me be an example of having changed first. This is known as the burning of holy. There is no celebration without burning. It is the burning that takes place first, because once you have burned it, you have become clean, elevated, and pure, and such souls automatically and constantly remain colored with the company of the Father. Such souls constantly celebrate the auspicious meeting with Baba and all souls. Auspicious means that they celebrate a beneficial, elevated, and pure meeting. Do you understand? Are you going to celebrate such a holy? When there is zeal and enthusiasm, every moment is a festival. So celebrate in great happiness, play, eat, and enjoy yourselves, but always be holy and continue to celebrate a meeting. Acha, to those who are constantly congratulated by the Father with blessings at every second, to those who are congratulated by every Brahmin with good wishes, to those who are extremely elevated, pure souls, to the souls who are constantly colored by the company, to the souls who constantly celebrate a meeting with the Father, Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. From us children, love, remembrance, and namaste to Bab Dada. Blessings spoken by Bab Dada in personal meetings. Do you constantly experience yourselves to be souls who stay under the canopy of protection of the Father's remembrance? The canopy is the means of safety. What would happen if you were to step outside this canopy, even in your thoughts? Ravan would carry you away and sit you in the cottage of sorrow. So you don't want to go there. Always stay in the experience that you are a loving soul who constantly remains under the canopy of the protection of Father. With this experience, constantly become powerful and continue to move forward. Do you constantly experience yourself to be a soul merged in Bab Dada's eyes? What would be the form of a soul who is merged in the eyes? What is in the eyes? A point, pupil. The capacity to see is in the pupil. So, to be merged in the eyes means to experience yourself to be constantly stable in the point form. Do you have this experience? This is called being the light of the eyes. So, constantly continue to make yourself move forward with this awareness. Always maintain the intoxication. I am a soul who is the light of the eyes. Om Shanti. Let's take a few moments in silence, reflect the simple and the deep reflections that Baba has got us into, and then we come back ready to share our reflections. You can unmute and share our reflections from today's Murli.
Om Shanti. So,
Om Shanti.
yeah, so Baba said the true celebration of Holi, is to become holy by burning all the impurities that we have within us. So don't just suppress it, meaning, we have to, we should not just kill it also, but we should burn it. So when we burn the complete traces of it, then it will not come back to life. So, um, so there should not be any, any name or trace that should exist even in our dreams. So, we say, so pure thoughts, creates pure good consciousness. Okay, so which automatically gives pure attitude and drishti also, even help us to purify the self and also the whole matter. So Baba says we have to replace all the weaknesses with elevated thoughts and the specialities. So, so holy means not only just burning, but also a meeting and also coloring the self with the different colors from the Father. So that happens when we have the meeting.
Yeah.
Uh, Thank you.
Yes. Just give when you unmuted yourself.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just going through. Hello,
Yeah, go
Om
ahead.
Shanti. Yeah,
Om Shanti.
I was just going through this holy. What is the real meaning of holy? And when we read about the story of Holika Dahan, Prahalad, and all, every festival, in the Dwapar Yug, they have colored it with such mythological stories and all. But the story of Holi is a timeless tale of actually faith and courage. So it's sometimes even nice to go through the story part of it, like even in Diwali, if you go through. But what is it in connected with the knowledge? Why does Bap Dada celebrate Holi? And that too, you see, it generally comes at the end when all Bap Dada's meeting is generally over. It ends generally with a holy celebration. So here, Bap Dada only speaks about purity. So purity is the great important thing in Holi, which he emphasizes. And because we are elevated souls, so how to bring about, how to celebrate Holi, the first thing Baba insists about purity, because it is the method of purifying we souls, and that purification is done by burning and coloring. So burning away. So even there, where Baba has gone back to the same story of Choti Holi and Badi Holi and all, where we first burn and then we celebrate that burning away by coloring ourselves with various colors. But have we really burnt? Have we really, we have killed Ravan, but have we really burnt? Why do then every year we keep burning Raman? That means we have not burnt. We have not really done the first part. Leave alone coloring. So the progeny of impurity is still there, Baba is saying. So for that we have to check, have we really burnt or Ravan totally, or is something remaining over there? That was just the first point I took. And for the first time, I'm hearing two kinds of Maharatis. I've always thought a
Oh,
Maharati to be Maharati. I never even thought there were two types. One Baba is saying they are natural Maharatis, and another one they are saying they became Maharatis because of service. That was something new for me because I thought Maharati means this. That's why somewhere in every Avyakt Murli I find something new for churning Baba is given. These are the two things which I was just trying to visualize with connection with Holi, because Maharatis and then Baba connected them even with the, for that so well he's saying the seed is burnt. So I think it's a very deep meaning, especially the second and third paragraph we have to
yeah.
study very clearly. Where why did he bring the Maharatis and what he has got to do with them in this holy? And of course, the last one we know very well, where Bab Dada says, why you're not transforming. I love that thing, and that's really the Rakiben, you know. We sit in Amrit Vela, I'm a soul, I'm master of this body, I'm a master of this body. Ah, so beautiful. I'm in Paramdam, I'm in Paramdam, I'm peaceful. Baba saying that's not the end. We have to be even happy. So we have to check in Amrit Vela. Are we just peaceful Paramdam Nivasis, or are we also happy Satyugi Nivasis? I think these are the few titlers which made me think. First one was the Marathi and this I am a dot. I think that's what we all do. We sit in Paramdam and then we say the meditation is over. Peace is over. Baba saying it's not just Om Shanti. Come down. You have to come to Satyug. Om Shanti.
Yeah, I get that. Baba, in that later part of the Murli, which you touched right now, Baba's giving, in my reflection here, is um, he is talking about two very important things. How to be, what should be your way of being in service? Not just in service, it's not about just doing service, it's about everyone who gets in connection with you. How are you contributing and serving? And then he touches what's the way of being in real remembrance. And he actually answered one question of mine as to how long can you sit with this thought of I am a dot and I am a soul? Sometimes it gets a little space off for me. And today he says today he's given the reason why. And I guess that's quite empowering and powerful. And because the same analogy he uses, that you make yourself empty, but you don't fill yourself with the right things there. And that's where he uses the analogy of dirt, dust, and mosquitoes uh, appears in your thoughts, words, and actions while you connect with other souls. And hence, you're not able to transform yourself and others as well. So I really like this analogy. And then he further speaks about two things. You remember their weaknesses with this and that, remember their specialities and who they are as this and that. I think that is a major part of the Murli. That's my takeaway. You know, I just continue to the reflection that you were sharing, Girjaben. Thank you for bringing that. There's this message that Ami Ben has mentioned, her sharing with regards to today's Murli. I'll read that. Holy means to become holy. I must not just control weaknesses, but burn them completely so that no seed remains. A burned seed never grows again. I need to check, are my old scars finished or only hidden? I am a holy swan. My thoughts, drishti, and attitude must remain pure even in dreams. Yes.
Raki Ben,
Hmm.
can I just add? But I didn't like that analogy of dirt and mosquitoes which Baba's given. And when you were reading it, you know, I
Hmm.
just said, see, he could have just said waste thoughts, you know, that one thing. But when
Hmm.
he used this word, you clear a place and dirt and mosquitoes, I really think, what's this, Baba? This kind of analogy and all dirt, dust. No, I really didn't like that kind when Baba said, I said, you could have just glorified it or made it in a better way that there are no elevators. That was one thing. And even as you rightly said, you know, how long can you sit and think I'm a dot? And just, you know what happens? See, when your body becomes old or you have some kind of illness in your body, if you cannot for long take it. So I remember sometimes, you know, when you say I'm a dot and all, I say, Baba, I feel like sleeping away. Now, how long do I stay in Paramdam with it? That also he is somewhere mentioned, I think. I don't know. It was like as if he has answered my question, like sometimes you go off to sleep. It happens. How long that dot thing has come. So we need even some celebration, I think. For that's why I think Baba saying put some colors in your thoughts. That way, instead of just saying dot. I was even analyzing what you said, you know. See, when as you grow older, as your body demands, you can't take on this paramdam thing for a long. You sleep off. And then you say, what's this, Baba? So Baba says, okay, color yourself and happen. I don't know. I was just throwing that visuals in my mind.
Yeah, you're right. But Baba says through colors. No, see, life is celebration. How do you take that celebration? Everything has to be, every moment you can make newness in the moment. The moment will remain same. Your task will remain the same. However, how do you make how do you approach it with your attitude makes a difference. In fact, Grijaben, the analogy that you did not like, I could resonate with that analogy. If you go to an empty house, it's a new house, okay? It's a newly bought house, and you clean that house, and the house is closed. After a few days, when you go and open the door of that house, there's no way there will be dirt and dust coming in, but you will see that particular house dusty. There'll be a different kind of a smell that comes in there. And first thing that once we open the door of the house is we'll open the windows so that the fresh air comes in. I was able to resonate that thing that when you are cleaning and cleansing something, and if you don't put right things there, it's natural that dirt and dust gets accumulated there because that's the impurity that is by nature there in today's world. That was my reflection. Yeah. Anybody else would like
Om
to add
Shanti.
on or share their thoughts?
Om
Yeah.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Holi is coming, and Baba is talking about Holi. Baba is also talking about colors. Baba is talking about peace and happiness together. And Baba is telling today that how you do the Purusharth, how you maintain your stage. And Baba also categorized the type of Maharathis with the specialities, enjoying and getting the recognition, and the Maharathis who are doing the real Purusharth. So Holi Baba said that is the type, the way you do the Purusharth. The word holy and the word color does the magic, because when the holy comes and color comes together, so I considering the holy as Purusharth, the H letter is for honesty in that Purusharth. And to be honest, O will stand for obedient. You have also be obedient to Father. And as you are obedient to Father, you have to also be lawful and loveful. And in addition to be honesty, obedience, and lawful, you have to imbibe, inculcate the qualities with the company of the Father. That will be done by introspection and inward journey. And during this Purusharth of being honesty, obedient, lawful, introspection, inward journey, you have to color yourself with the color, the sea, the color of carefulness. You have to be very, very careful. And O again is obedience, and L for lawful and loveful. And O, you become outstanding, and you will be uplifted, and R, you will become Ruhani. This is the Purusharth which we have to do, and the outcome will be outcome of the Purusharth. The outcome will also be holy. Holy is the Purusharth, and holy is also the outcome. The outcome holy is H for happiness, O for outstanding, and L for lovely, illustrious, and you become idle, and then you enjoy the real color that will be permanent with you. Baba says, as very well explained, Baba, that not even traces of Ravana can be there. No chance that Ravan may grow. For that, it is said that Shankar, the yogi, when you talk about Shankar, it's not Shiva, right? But it's a yogi. Yogi has to be in such a state that you have to be soul conscious. Because when you are soul conscious, you are only considering the qualities of the soul. You're only considering the speciality, as today Baba very well explained. You have to talk about this and that of the speciality, this and that of the qualities. That is only possible when you are soul conscious. Contrary to that, when you become body conscious, you just thinking about the this and that of the weakness. So Shankar have the bhabut, that is when Ravana is burnt into ashes, and that ashes we put on the in bhakti they put on their forehead is a mark of the win of satya on evil, and as the win of satya on evil they put the ashes on their forehead, a mark of win over Ravana. And after winning Ravana we enjoy the Holi, the festival of colors. Om Shanti.
True. Anybody else would like to add on?
Yeah, so it's important to have something in the thought, right, always, rather than keeping it empty. So whether it is dealing with others, we have to see their speciality than just looking at them, right? So we should not let it empty. So that's when we try to see the weaknesses. So instead, we need to have elevated thoughts inside. In same case goes in yoga also. So not just one thought or just the original piece or just the point of light. We need to have elevated somans or elevated thoughts, you know, ready with us. So, or we need to think about the fortune that we have. So, need to have these elevated thoughts. Only then we'll enjoy it. So, emptiness doesn't really work, right? So that's what I get. Todo Murli. Yeah, thank
Lucky Ben, just
Yeah.
one thing I want to add. You spoke of a closed house, how you close a house and then come after some time, you find that smell. What nowadays people do, they don't close houses. They ask their maids to come and say after every 1 or 2 days to clean the place and keep, because otherwise rodents will start coming. I think that kind of one method also we can do instead of keeping the empty place. We not like traffic control, a kind of I don't know what word vocabulary is not coming. That something should come and say, see, that space is not wrongly used. Like I employ a maid to take care of an empty house to see that is not there. I was just, you said empty house. I was saying even cleaning can be done by a maid if you see. So that way also we can, that empty space, I think we should give Baba an idea that we can even use like this. Maybe Baba has that idea. That's why he's made me share it with you.
Yeah, but Baba also says that how long others will keep cleansing for you. You also have to, you only will have to clean your own thoughts, words, and actions and transform it your end. So, yeah, that's a good analogy from your end to put it across. But practically, at times, it is not possible for people who had got the places very far away
Om
and
Shanti.
also to keep that space.
I would like to add to it
Yeah,
very
yeah.
wonderfully, thinking that sister, actually, it is a saying God helps those who help themselves. Baba says that if you start doing introspection and cleaning yourself, I will help you, I'll become your maid. Baba says that I am your servant. If we try your ourselves, Baba definitely become a servant. Baba becomes the maid and comes and clean us. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sanjay. Bye.
Yeah, that indeed, sorry, that indeed is quite powerful. And Baba, in so many Murli, he says, use me, I'm your servant. Any reflection on the paragraph where Baba says use this and that in a transformed form? Any thoughts there?
See, Baba clearly told that you have to, when you, in general, what you think, you think this and that of the weakness.
Mm.
That is due to body conscious. And on the contrary, when you think about the this and that of the specialities, Baba said it is soul conscious. When you're soul conscious, you see the speciality of the person. So the this and that also depends upon your stage, whether you are soul conscious or body conscious. When soul conscious, this and that of specialities. When body conscious, this and that of the weakness, negativities. Om Shanti.
Om
Yeah,
Shanti.
Rakiben, we can say instead of looking at the dots of that person, try to see beyond the dots the white part of it. We are so accustomed to see the dots and all, Baba, this dot, that dot, and all like polka dots we see. Go beyond that and see a better picture of that person. Then that's what I think. We are very good in analyzing people's weaknesses. We are so good at criticizing and all. But why not even see the specialties and say, wow, this is there, wow, that is there. I think that's what Baba wants us to do now, to change that vritti.
Yeah,
That is where the self transformation comes first, right? So immediately we'll say, I know this one won't change. But the first thing to ask is, have I changed? Right? Because self transformation will only happen there, right? So first is self transformation. Once we change, only then others will change because it's based on our thoughts, right? It's reflecting on others.
exactly. So if we add on there, um, if my natural sanskar is to criticize, I will not say to criticize, but that's how it's been seen. It's very easy for us to pinpoint at others. How I see this is the moment we pinpoint at others, it's not about them, it's about us because we are seeing things from the lens that we are perceiving. So if we say this person cannot change, that's the reflection of who I am as a soul. And looking at that thing, uh, hope I'm able to communicate this that whatever we are seeing, thinking, or doing, it's a reflection of our own perspectives and our own attitude. It's nothing to do with the other person.
It's actually Rakhi Ben, in
Mm,
English there is an idiom. Put
mm,
yourself in the shoes of others, they say. Then you will know
mm,
why the shoe pinches. Rather than saying, no, you will know only the shoe pinches by putting yourself in others' shoe. That's why I see
mm,
that one sentence which Bab Dada says, okay, you're not going to see the weaknesses, then what good thing are you going to see? So see
yeah,
how what that one question was nice. What you
mm,
should see in its place, what you should imbibe from that soul.
mm,
That's an effort which we have to make.
yeah, correct.
And Baba
And
also
that is
said
only
the
through practice.
sanskars,
Yeah,
right?
that's only through practice. Yeah, yeah, Bijit bhai.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just adding on to what Kirija said. So it's all coming from the sanskar. So it is the sanskars that we need to work on. Right? The habit of seeing others' weakness, we have unknowingly practiced for so many births, which is becoming an obstacle.
Don't you think seeing others' weakness is our own weakness?
It is, yes. Because we have that weaknesses, that is why we are able to see their
Mhm.
weaknesses, right?
Exactly.
Rakhi sister, what actually happens when uh, in a computer when you search anything, if it is not in the hard, even in the hard disk, it will say no, not introspect, not found. But when it is there in the hard disk, then only it's set as yes, this is this thing. Similarly, if the negativity is that specific negativity is with us, then only we can see it. If we are seeing negativity, that means it is It is with us. So Baba first says, "Plus clean yourself, and then you will find that there is no negativities."
Very powerfully brought in as an analogy because computer is something which everybody uses. Okay? And if you look at the analogy that you brought in, hard disk and your heart and your thoughts, words, if we correlate that, it actually is the same thing, right? As you rightly said, if you search something, and if it's not there in a hard disk, it will not come in. Similarly, what is coming out is only what's there in your hard disk. So, whatever you are hearing, seeing, doing is all about you and none others. It's wonderful. Thank you. So, in the interest of time, let's move on to a short meditation. We'll just be in 1 minute silence and color ourselves with the entire reflection that we all shared and what Baba has to share with us through this deep dive, Holy Murli. And before we move there, there is an announcement that this Sunday we have Brother Gopalakrishnan from Palakkad who would be taking the master class. And the title of the master class is The Divine Colors of Holi. We shall share the flyer today on the group as well. And let's come together to hear from his experience of more than 30 years in Gyan, combination of doing seva in India and abroad. Let's take the benefit from this session. So it's all about Holi. The Murli is about Holi. The master class is about Holi and spiritual lessons there. And let's color ourselves in this reflection for a few moments before we close the class. Om Shanti. Let's stay in this color of the company of Baba forever, the rest of the Sangam Yug. We meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Om Shanti.